Shit, boys. I was supposed to let the be on camera, but I got too excited, drank it up on the way. It's all good. At this point, I need a sponsorship. Every video, every morning, every night. Anyways, look, in this video, I really wanted to just come on here and talk. In this video, I really wanted to just come in here and talk about a couple things really, but they're all gonna like tie into each other. It's not gonna take up too much of your time, but I highly recommend that you listen. And this is coming from a 19-year-old who I feel like I've been lucky and grateful enough to start to understand this early. And these things that I want to talk about are time and why you should start whatever you want to start early as possible, ASAP. And firstly, time. Time is money. Time is a virtue. And many people may ask, why is time a virtue? And time is the only resource, when you really think about it, that you cannot get back. The last couple minutes that I've been talking to you guys, I can't get that time back. I can try to recreate it as best I can. I can try to say the same exact words in the same tone, everything the same. I can try my best. But I'm telling you, I cannot get the minutes and the seconds that are passing by. I cannot get them back. So what you do with your time needs to be thought about deeply, and you need to move with purpose when it comes to your time. Because a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this as well, like doom scrolling on your phone on TikTok or Instagram. Dude, the other night I was done with all my work. I sat down. I was like, tonight I'm gonna go to bed early, because lately I've been going to bed late. I've been editing YouTube, trying to get on here a little bit more, doing the regular work that I have to do throughout the day, hit the gym more often, been just, trying to overall be a better man and a businessman. And I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep early tonight, wake up early again, do it all over again. And I sat there for an hour and a half to 2 hours doom scrolling on TikTok, and I found myself, and I was like, wow, like I didn't even realize that amount of time just passed, and the amount of things the amount of sleep I could have got in that time, the amount of things I could have got done during that time. But that doesn't just happen, at night when you're about to go to bed. It happens all throughout the day. Sometimes you might only be doom scrolling for 10 minutes at a time, 15 minutes at a time, but those 10 to 15 minutes add up. They add up throughout the day. Go check your screen time on your phone. You'll be shocked. You will be shocked. And that kind of just goes into the next thing about, why you should start early, because you don't have as much time as you think. Why, let's talk about an investment specifically. You have $10,000. You put it in something that's going to make you 10% return on investment for as long as you have it in there. Compound interest as well. 10% a year, and it's compounding. Okay. By the age of 60, if you did it now at 18 or 19, by the age of 60, you would have more than like $500,000, $600,000 in the bank. But if you started at 30, it would cut that entire time in half, even though you only started 10 years later. It's 50 to 60 year span that it takes to grow to that much, but 10 years later, starting 10 years later, cuts off half of the amount of money that you would have made. But I'm not saying, I'm not an extremely big fan of compound interest accounts right now. I'm trying to flip my money as fast as possible everywhere that I can. But at the same time, it's smart to, dish your money off to the side into these compound interest accounts, to where even the money that you do have saving, it's not just sitting. Like, it's at least making money for you while it's sitting. But anyways, that's not really the point. My point being is, why not risk, invest, and start that business, start to do all the things that you dream of now, because in 10 years, if you would start in 10 years from now, you might have cut the amount of money you could have made, the time you took by that much, and you're not promised to get to that point. You're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised the next day. So if you dream of a certain life, or you dream of doing something, or you dream of starting that business, do it as soon as you possibly can, because time is a virtue. Why not start now and get the results quicker? It doesn't make sense. Why not? If it's because you don't have the money to invest, then keep busting your ass and start saving your money to invest it. That's it. Like, at the same time that you should be focused on these things, money is not the most valuable thing in the world, but time is. Time is. Your dream might not be to build that $1 million, $1 billion business. It might not be. Your dream might be to just, you want to be happy, you want to have a family that's successful and that makes enough money to live comfortably. That might be your dream. If that is, that's okay. But start doing what you have to do now and taking the steps now and start taking action now on what needs the attention to get to that point that you want to be. You have to actively live for your purpose every single day. And a lot of people, I feel like, miss over that. I kind of already talked about taking risks young, but on the other side of taking risk young is so much more. Because if you think about it, wow, my stomach. If you think about it, if you start the business now, or if you start whatever you're trying to start now, in 5 years from now, there's two things that could be happening. In 5 years, you could build your dream life. In 5 years, you could build your dream life from 19 to 24. I'm in the midst of trying to make it happen right now. Or the other option is you go back to working a job just like everybody else. All the people that you work a job with right now that are not striving to do something better with their lives, I guarantee you could start a business right now, fail in 3 to 4 or 5 years, go back to the same job, and probably find the people making the same amount of money 5 years later. Why not take a chance on yourself? Because the worst that could happen is you end up being like the rest. Why not? And lastly, I'll kind of, talk a little bit about the stress of getting rich young. No, I'm not rich right now. But that's what I aspire for. That's what I'm dreaming for. Like in the last video, I said I want to be a millionaire by 21. I turn 20 next month. I have a year to be a millionaire. And 1 year, you can completely change your life. And right now, I feel like we're in a time between my team and my partners. I feel like we're in a time where we're about to hit the season of breaking through. And then the breakthrough happens, and within the year, we absolutely blow it through the water. We become financially free at 20, 21, 22 years old. Because we worked for it, because we aspired for it, we dreamed for it. But most importantly, we put our time into this every single day. We wake up, we grind. We go to sleep, we grind. We wake up again, and we grind. We could have a really, really, really bad month, not make no money, and we are going to sit here and consistently grind because we know that there is no other option for us other than to succeed with what we are doing. There's no other option. And if it's not exactly what we're doing right now, it's a quick adapt. The time from idea to execution has to be low. And that's something that I heard just recently. And since I've heard it, I have not let it leave my mind. The time between idea, when you think of it, to the time that you execute it, that time has to be short. Has to be. The longer you give yourself to execute, the longer you have to talk yourself out of it. Do not talk yourself out of it. So, what are you doing today to make the most of your time? Realistically, I want you to comment. What are you going to do today to make the most of your time? Fuck everybody else. Fuck everybody else. Especially if you're 18, 19, 21, 22 years old. If you got a wife, sure, you building a family early. I get it. If you don't have a wife, fuck everybody else. Worry about you. What are you going to do today to make the most of your time? I will see y'all in the next one.